everyone. So I'm going to be reading a new book, and it's called Dinosaurs Before Dark, and it's the first book in the Magic Treehouse series. I don't know if you have read this one already. If you were in Mrs. Cannon's class last year, maybe she read it to you, I'm not too sure. But either way, I thought it would be a good book to read together. So, Chapter 1 is called Into the Woods, and here's a little picture of Jack and Annie. "Help! A monster!" said Annie. "Yeah, sure," said Jack. "A real monster in Frog Creek, Pennsylvania." "Run, Jack!" said Annie. She ran up the road. Oh, brother! This is what he got for spending time with his 7-year-old sister. Annie loved pretend stuff, but Jack was 8 1/2. He liked real things. "Watch out, Jack! The monster's coming! Race you!" "No thanks," said Jack. Annie raced alone into the woods. Jack looked at the sky. The sun was about to set. "Come on, Annie, it's time to go home." But Annie had disappeared. Jack waited. No Annie. "Annie!" he shouted again. "Jack, Jack, come here!" Jack groaned. "This better be good," he said. Jack left the road and headed into the woods. The trees were lit with a golden late afternoon light. "Come here!" called Annie. There she was, standing under a tall oak tree. "Look!" she said. She was pointing at a rope ladder. The longest rope ladder Jack had ever seen. "Wow!" he whispered. The ladder went all the way up to the top of the tree. There, at the top, was a tree house. It was tucked between two branches. "That must be the highest tree house in the world," said Annie. "Who built it?" asked Jack. "I've never seen it before." "I don't know, but I'm going up," said Annie. "No, we don't know who it belongs to," said Jack. "Just for a teeny minute," said Annie. She started up the ladder. "Annie, come back." She kept climbing. Jack sighed. "Annie, it's almost dark. We have to go home." Annie disappeared inside the tree house. "Annie!" Jack waited a moment. He was about to call again when Annie poked her head out of the tree house window. "Books!" she shouted. "What?" "It's filled with books." Oh man, Jack loved books. He pushed his glasses into place. He gripped the sides of the rope ladder, and up he went. Now remember, this is the first time they've ever seen this treehouse, because they haven't been anywhere in it yet, since it's the first book. Oh, that's it. That was a short chapter. So, if you were Jack and Annie, would you go up into that treehouse and see what was inside of it? Or would you leave it alone because you don't know who it belongs to? I might be curious to see what was up there. But that looks really, really high. I don't know if I'd want to climb all the way up there. What would you do? Would you go? And where do you think that they're going to be going in this book? The title kind of gives it a hint. Now, do you know where they might be going to see dinosaurs? If they get to see dinosaurs in the story? How far back in time do you think they would have to travel to see dinosaurs? Those are things we probably will find out in the next few chapters. So I hope you liked that chapter. And what do you think might happen next? Chapter 2 is called The Monster. Ooh, sounds scary. Well, I hope you follow along with me reading this book as well. I can't wait to see what happens next. Bye!